Hi folks, welcome back to The Deranged Reader. Alrighty, so I have finished the second story in the Asylum Confessions, Book 1, and I'm going to tell you, I'm really fascinated by the character of Jack. He's known as the Angel of Death. He comes to you in your final moment to get one last story, which is the true story, the story that reporters and police never got. So this one is about a guy whose nickname is Ken. He had a girlfriend whose name was Barbie. So it's Ken and Barbie. However, Barbie's dead. Barbie died about 2 months prior to Ken's death, and before she died, she wrote a note to give to Ken. I'll be waiting. This woman is this woman definitely was something else. So the whole story, there's like 16 chapters in it, in Ken's story. And these chapters are not long. They mostly take about 1 or 2 minutes to read, depending on this chapter. So, in this one, Ken is on the verge of death, and Jack writes down his story, basically about how he met Barbie, and about how Barbie introduced him to things that turned him into a psychotic serial killer. They killed a total of 17 people, actually 18, because there is a girl called Stacy that is considered to be the first victim, even though the police never found her body and didn't even know that she was dead. It's not, I'm not going to go into too many details about this story because it is pretty graphic. But it's interesting about how this man and his girl killed 17 people. And here's the weird thing is, it was during one of their encounters with this one girl that they were caught. And here's the thing is, the final victim had very controlling parents. Basically, they would call up every 15 minutes to make sure that their daughter was still alive. And it was during one of the times that she failed to answer the phone that, sure enough, they were caught. Here's a piece of advice to all serial killers. Don't kill somebody in a room with a phone that the victim's family knows the number to. It's not good. So they got caught. And they were arrested, and that was during the encounter that Barbie cut her tongue out. I guess it's so that she could not say anything to the police. It was also because it really shows how sick and twisted Barbie actually was that she would do this to herself. Jack is thoroughly disgusted by Ken's story. However, he uses those stories and raises money for charities to go towards victims of crime, which I do find that to be it was an interesting book, or interesting story. I actually had acquired this book, like last year, and I never got around to actually reading it. But like I said, it was a graphic story, but it goes with the territory of exactly what this book is about. Alright, so I'm at the halfway point of this book. I'm at 50%. The next one is Bucket. I will be reading that one, and I will upload that video on Wednesday, and then I will upload the final story on Thursday, and then I should be done with the book, and then I'm going to be tackling one of the physical books, which is the one with the death and going on vacation and all that type of stuff. It might not be considered a horror book. I do have Clown in the Cornfield, so I may just go ahead and read. Take it back. I may go ahead and read Clown in the Cornfield next, because it just goes along with the vibes of it being 6 months before Halloween. And then once I'm done with that book, then I will start on the next ebook that I have on here. Anyways, that is my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, stay spooky, stay scary, and keep reading your horror books. Bye.